Hey everyone, Jay Sports Cards here, and today I wanted to do a quick video on some of the things that I was able to pick up at the National this year, and I wanted to share with you guys what I was able to pick up. I went to the National for 3 days this year, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So Wednesday goes from 4 to 8 p.m., and Thursday and Friday they go from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. unless you have early access or you're VIP, you can get it at 9 a.m. So for me, my focus was looking for stuff for my PC and maybe picking up some bargains, whether it's on the low end dollar bins or just general bargains for the cards that are on display. I think I did pretty well. I bought a few pieces for my PC personally, and I also picked up a few bargains I can use for trade or I can, put them up for sale in the future. I wanted to share some of my pickups this national over the 3 days. So on the very first day, the first thing I wanted to show you guys is I was able to pick up this non-card item. So most of the stuff that I collect are cards, but I'm from the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, and I noticed the national was in Chicago, and obviously Chicago is in Illinois, so they had a lot of Illinois stuff, University of Illinois stuff. It's my alma mater. I had to represent. They had a few tables or booths that had alma mater or sports team, basically, pennants and pins and such. And so, fortunately, I was able to pick this up. These are pins from I want to say the owner told me, it varies a lot, like 40s, 50s. He wasn't able to pin down the exact years for all of them, but I was able to pick these up for $45, and I'm really happy with these. I'll probably put them on display, so happy with that. And the same seller was able to sell me this flag, the University of Illinois. So it says it's from the 40s. There's no COA, certificate of authenticity or anything on it, but I just decided that it does seem pretty believable. This is from the 40s, so I don't really mind what exactly the year is. It looks pretty vintage, so that was good enough for me. I picked it up for $75. I didn't get a discount on this, which I'm perfectly fine with. I think I got a pretty solid price on these, and it's always going to be a memorable thing from this national, so I'm pretty happy with that. And so next I wanted to show you what I was able to pick up on Wednesday. I was able to pick up this Darius Garland Flawless rookie patch. Nice logo there, so I really like the patch, and I really like the fact that it was a rookie and game worn patch of him. So it's number 5 out of 10. It's the gold version, so you can see the cert of authenticity, and the enclosed game war used material is guaranteed by Panini. And so I bought this at the Breakers Row table or booth. And when I noticed it was first listed at around 2,800. I was able to get a few $100 discount, but I still paid over 2,000. So I probably overpaid a little bit in hindsight. But at the time, I was so excited that I didn't really look up comps, and I noticed that there were no comps for this, and I just noticed that there were a lot of listings for his rookie flawless patches that were very overpriced. So I wasn't really concerned with that. But in hindsight, I probably did overpay a little bit, but I'm kind of fine with it. It's a really nice patch of it, and this is for my PC. I collect a lot of nice patches, and Darius Garland, as a Cleveland Cavalier fan, I'm a big fan of him and the team, so I'm pretty happy I picked this up. And so Wednesday was only from 4 to 8, so it wasn't very eventful. Let me show you what I picked up on Thursday. So on Thursday, I was able to pick up this lot. So we got a Michael Jordan Authentic Fabrics jersey. This is not a number card, but I noticed that this recently went in auction for like $570 or so. So I thought that $450 was actually a pretty good price. And then we have the 2 LeBron corking inserts. So these are listed for $180 and $100 each. I think I got them for I got them as a lot, so I don't exactly remember the exact price, but I think I got it for around like $140 for the Royal Performances, and then like $80 or something for the Swagger, I believe. So I looked up the comps. I felt that those are really fair prices. So, and this is a case set, and I believe the Swagger is also a case set, or very rare at least. So decided to pick these up. And I haven't decided. I already have a copy of the Swagger, but the Royal Performances, I've never had this card before in my life, so I may decide to keep this. I still have not decided yet whether to make this available or not, but just decided to pick this up for now. And then Friday was my last day, and so I picked up a bunch of different cards. So I noticed this Shaquille O'Neal NBA Finals 2000 from Topps Gold Label. And so the seller actually had the road jersey version and the home jersey version. And I picked up the home jersey version. I thought the yellow was just a better jersey color. And I just like the image better on the home version. So you got the certificate of authenticity here. I've always wanted to pick up a card in this set of Shaquille, and so I thought it was a really cool set. Just the fact that they mentioned it's from the finals, and so I'm pretty happy I was able to pick this up for my PC. I'll probably put it on display. And then, so interesting story about this one. This one was on sale from Coleman Cards, and so actually, I had my eye on this card since Thursday, so this kind of belongs in the Thursday pile probably. But basically, what happened was the seller and myself, we talked about it a bit and decided that maybe 3,000 cash would be a solid price that we can agree on. So this is the Michael Jordan 2005-06 SP Game Used Authentic Fabrics patch out of 75. So if you take a look, this is the patch version and the numbered version compared to the one I picked up on Thursday. And so I noticed the patch version also on Thursday from Coleman Cards, but I didn't have the 3,000 cash on me. And so, I was trying to maybe work out a deal to send in Zelle or PayPal, but I was basically told that I would have to pay a bit more, which is completely understandable. So the next day on Friday, I decided to go ahead and get some cash from the ATM the next day because I had a daily limit on the ATM withdrawal. And so that's basically a story of how I picked up this card on Friday. And so I first noticed this card. I was a little disappointed it was a PSA 6, so I kind of passed on it on Thursday at first, but decided to kind of come back and decided to make an offer. But interestingly, on Thursday, I had a lot of trouble finding this card. So I would say like about 2 hours of the time that I spent on Thursday was just trying to relocate this card because for some reason I just didn't remember what booth it was or what exact location it was. Next, I have a Yoenis Cespedes card. So this is a baseball card, unlike most of my pickups, which are basketball. But I just noticed this card, and it has such a nice patch on it. And it was listed for $50. I thought that was a really good price. So this is the Topps 5-star from, let's see what year, 2017. 2017 Topps 5-star, Yoenis Cespedes, on card auto, and a really nice patch when he was on the Mets. And so it's got a nice hollow, foil effect going on as well, very premium looking. And so even though I don't collect Cespedes or the Mets necessarily, I thought this was such a sick and such a cool card. So I decided to make a deal with the seller. I was kind of surprised he accepted my offer. I made an offer of $35. The reason I made that offer is I showed him a comp where there was a recent sale on eBay of $31. So I offered him 35 cash for this copy. And fortunately, he actually accepted that. So I was pretty surprised, but I'm pretty happy I was able to get this for just $35, $15 off the market price. So pretty happy with this pickup. I'm probably going to keep it for my PC for now, at least. And then a few other cards I picked up. So the first card, I noticed this in the upper section in the second floor. So there was a seller that had quite a few reasonable cards, reasonably priced cards rather. And so I noticed this card and I remembered that I'm pretty sure I actually had this copy and I sold it for like 60 or 70 bucks a few months back or a few years back. So I thought that 50 was a really reasonable price. So I actually made an offer of $42 cash. I thought that was a very reasonable offer, especially since it's cash. So, and the seller it seems that he agreed as well, and he accepted that offer. So I got this for $42, which I think is a pretty good deal. This is a case hit James Harden in a Rockets jersey. So undecided whether I'll make this available or I'll keep it for the PC, but decided to pick this up because it was so reasonably priced. And then we have this card. I bought this on Friday as well from Legend Sports Cars booth. And so this card was listed on eBay as well. It's the 2009-10 Donruss Elite LeBron James Elite Threads patch, 23 out of 23. So that's the important part. So I felt that there has to be a premium to a lot of buyers in terms of the jersey number, that number 23 out of 23. And he's also shown in the photo with his famous 23 jersey number. So I thought it was a really nice looking card, 2-color patch as well. And I felt that $275 is a really reasonable price, basically, for a patch, a 2-color patch that's out of 23 of LeBron James. And it's number 23 out of 23. So I made a deal with the seller. I decided to offer him $245 cash, and he accepted it. So I was pretty happy with that purchase. And then this Michael Jordan Final Floor card. So this has an interesting story because MJ Final Floor, a lot of people don't know that there's actually two versions, the jumbo version, which is oversized, and then this is the smaller version. And so the smaller version is significantly more valuable and more rare. And when I looked at the comps, the oversized MJ Final Floors were going for like $100-something to $200 or even more. And so there's not a lot of comps for the regular version, but I was fairly sure that 200 or a little bit lower than that was a really good price for this set. So I offered the seller $170, and fortunately the seller accepted. So I was pretty happy with that. And then two more cards I picked up. I noticed this while I was searching for some vintage stuff, vintage baseball stuff. I just happened to notice at a table. I thought this was a really cool piece. It's Joe DiMaggio from his 56-game hitting streak commemorative clipping, newspaper clipping. So I believe the newspaper clipping, this is manufactured. It's not an actual old newspaper that they got, which would have been super cool. That would have made the card so much better. But got the Upper Deck hologram there and some description of what happened in that game. So this is from game 38 of the 56-game hitting streak that Joe DiMaggio was on, the historic streak. I just thought that this was a really cool card. It was listed for just $5 out on the table. So I decided that I've never seen this card before. I thought it was really cool. $5 cash. I mean, I thought that was a really reasonable price. So I just picked it up for fun, and I'll probably keep it for my PC. Just a fun little memento at the very least in terms of what I experienced at the National this year. So I'll have that. And then finally, I picked up this Ted Williams. So I went to the National this year with my dad for the first time. So this is my second National. My first National was in 2019. And this is my dad's first National. And I wanted to buy him something. He's not necessarily a sports collector. So I wasn't really sure what to buy. He does play golf from time to time, but there weren't a lot of golf cards. So I felt that a nice vintage baseball card, because he likes baseball as well. He likes watching baseball at least. So I decided that a vintage baseball card was a nice gift for him. So picked up the nice 1954 Topps Ted Williams. Got this for about $200 at one of the vintage tables, which I think is a pretty solid deal. And it's probably only going to go up from here. So pretty happy I was able to pick this up, and I'll probably give this back to my dad after I share this with you guys in the video. And then I actually have a few more cards that I picked up, but I probably don't have time to show them all in this video. So these are lower end cards that I was able to pick up through, looking through bargain bins, like $1 bins or $4 bins and such. So I'll probably show these off in a separate video. So that's all I wanted to show you today. As always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.